The purpose of this resource is to provide guidance for utilizing scaffolds that are embedded in your EL Education District curriculum. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students toward greater independence and understanding during the learning process. It is a temporary support that acknowledges what students already know, the barriers they will face in achieving new learning goals, and the instructional support that will benefit them in negotiating those barriers. Throughout this learning opportunity, we'll focus on examples of scaffolds that already exist within EL Education lessons using Lesson 5 from Grade 3, Module 1, Unit 3. An EL Education Scaffold Overview document for elementary ELA grades 2 through 5 can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. Please refer to this document for additional supports as you plan. The lesson components listed on the slide are where you can locate embedded scaffolds within lessons and will be highlighted throughout this presentation. As described in the teaching notes section of this lesson and highlighted in the agenda, this lesson addresses two different but very important learning targets that students will use for the end of Unit 3 assessment. In this lesson, students will be introduced to the structure of the painted essay to be used when writing their reading contracts and will also practice their reading fluency in preparation for recording their audiobook. To support comprehension of the structure of the essay, students are provided an optional language dive for ELLs. Consider completing this activity with all students during Work Time A, both to deepen their understanding of the text, but also to reinforce the routine of the language dive as introduced in Lesson 2 and will be regularly practiced throughout the curriculum. Carefully consider the scaffolds highlighted in the Universal Design for Learning section when planning supports for your students. The purpose of this lesson is to introduce the structure of the essay students will emulate when writing their own reading contracts. Make this activity meaningful for students by ensuring they have a strong understanding of a contract. For example, students signed the Parent-Student Handbook at the beginning of the year, or your classroom may have a class contract of behavior. You should also consider the stamina of your class that you have observed so far this year when reading and writing. Prior to this lesson, students have written one paragraph, but will now prepare to write 4 paragraphs in all. Though the lesson progression chunks this activity, comprehending the entire structure of the essay can be overwhelming for some students. Consider altering the structure of the next few lessons, further chunking the color coding from this lesson into multiple sessions, such as analyzing one paragraph at the beginning of the lesson, in which students will also draft their own paragraph. The purpose of the language dive incorporated during Work Time A is to focus on the complexity of the language in the chosen sentence. This is also the final sentence of the introductory paragraph of the model writing contract. Ensure students understand that the 2 points tell the reader the 2 big things that will be explained in the writing in support of the focus statement. When writing their own introductory paragraphs in the next lesson, many students will need support here to choose the big ideas they are working on, as opposed to listing all the action steps they will use. Use this time in this language dive to refer back to the focus statement as the main idea of the essay and discuss how the 2 sentences support each other. As students move into pairs to practice their fluency passages, observe which students may still need support. Consider selecting students to participate in the Fishbowl Protocol to further model fluent reading. The Fishbowl Protocol was introduced in Unit 1, Lesson 2. For more information, use the link in Learning Central under Grade 3 materials. Additionally, students may benefit from chorally reading their fluency passage with a highly fluent peer. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students toward greater independence and understanding during the learning process. Refer to the EL Education Scaffold Overview for grades 2 through 5 for additional resources that may provide further support when planning for and implementing instruction. As a reminder, additional resources and professional learning videos can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. If you need more assistance with differentiating scaffolding lessons, you may wish to reach out to the experts in your building, ESL teacher, special education specialists, intervention team facilitator, or contact the central office coordinating teachers assigned to your school for support.